What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new episode of One More Round. As of now, we are at 14 subscribers on the road to 100. Whether it's your first or third episode, I appreciate the support. On today's menu, we kick things off with the one and only Max Holloway calling in. There's no UFC this weekend, but we still have some MMA action. Kind of. With PFL Championship Series that I will cover. We do have some boxing fights that have been announced, as well as Naoya Inoue fighting today. Lastly, we close it out with One More Round, where we discuss close fights that could have ended differently if there was just 5 more minutes. Now let's get into it. Max, you there?
I'm here, bro. Thank you for having me.
Brother, before we get started, dude, I just gotta let you know, bro. I'm a huge fan, dude. Remember when you did the thing, dude? That was sick, dude. Ohana.
I appreciate that, man. But also, don't be weird about it.
Nah, you're right. My bad. Did you watch the main event this past weekend?
It is what it is, bro.
Does that mean you did or didn't watch it?
It is what it is, bro.
All right, look, if I'm being honest with you, I don't really know what that means. When do you think we'll see you back in the octagon?
Ideally, I want to come back International Fight Week. I've been training. I feel good, and I am ready to get back in there. But I'm not going to fight anyone until we get you to 100 subscribers.
Damn, Max. So you don't got to do all that, bro. Appreciate it, though, but you good?
It is what it is, bro.
Oh, fucking boy. Here we go. All right. What did you make of Islam's performance?
He looked good, bro. Real good. I thought Hanato tapped a bit early. Me, personally, I would have just stood up. That's definitely a fight I want in the future.
So you're 100% done with 145?
Done, bro. I'm getting older, and the weight don't come off as easy as it used to. I'm starting to look a little bit like DC now.
Max, I don't want to come off as disrespectful, but I gotta ask. What do you think went wrong in the Ilia Topuria fight?
The game plan was for me to go in there and block all his punches with my face so he can tire himself out.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Obviously, things didn't go as planned, and he caught me. It is what it is.
Well, brother, I speak for everybody when I say we can't wait to see you back in the cage. Best of luck to you, bro. Thank you.
Thanks, my man. It was a pleasure being on. If you're real BMF, like and subscribe this to help the channel grow.
Well, there you have it, folks. The one and only Max Holloway. Great guy. All right, moving on to the PFL Championship Series this Friday. In the main event, we have the 2B version of Conor versus Khabib. Here we have Usman Nurmagomedov taking on Paul Hughes for the PFL lightweight title. Usman hasn't really beaten anybody impressive aside from some aging vets, and Paul Hughes looked pretty good against AJ McKee in his last fight. After seeing one Dagestani fall last weekend, I'm going to go with Hughes again for the upset. 4th round TKO. In the co-main event, we have Vadim Nemkov taking on Tim Johnson for what I thought was the heavyweight title. It's not. It's just a fight. Just a random ass fight. Not a very good one. Vadim should have been fighting Corey Anderson, but of course PFL would mess that up. I'm going to go with Nemkov, 2nd round TKO. All right, these next 3 fights, I have zero clue who they are, so I'm just going to go off vibes here. Ahmed Magomedov versus Nathan Kelly. Ahmed sounds like a nightmare, so I'm going to pick him for unanimous decision. Next up, Ibrahim Ibrahimov versus Kenny Makhonoana. Kenny doesn't have a damn picture, and I can't even pronounce his last name. So I'm going to go with my man Ibra, 2nd round KO. Last on the card, we have Renat Kavalov versus Cleaver Fernandez. Never heard anybody named Cleaver before, so we're going to go with the Brazilian for unanimous decision. This weekend, these announcers are going to have a blast with all the names on this card. I can't even find anywhere to place bets on this, so I have no parlays or odds to give you. I can tell you, though, that the odds are high that this card is going to suck ass. I hate everything about PFL, and I love MMA. Their formats make no sense. They have like 6 different PFL leagues, which makes it hard to keep up. Their website is ass. They overpaid and overpromised Francis Ngannou. They don't fight their top fighters, and they're going to need some big changes, or I don't see them being in business past 2026. Moving on to boxing. I'm 100% a casual, so don't expect any takes on some underground prospect named Deontay Fury fighting down in Tijuana, Mexico. I probably don't know him. At this point, if it isn't a Saudi Arabia card, I'm probably not watching. Regardless, Japanese sensation Naoya Inoue is back this Friday at 4 a.m. Eastern Time. I have no idea who he's fighting. It might be a Temu worker for all I know, but just catch the highlights when you wake up. Hopefully he comes to the US this year, which is rumored to happen. Additionally, Turki Al Sheikh has announced Ryan Garcia versus Rolly Romero and David Haney versus Jose Ramirez for May of this year. If both Garcia and Haney come out victorious, they are expected to rematch in October. For this week's audience question, Roberto Reyes 1502 asks, what program breeds better fighters, Contender Series or Ultimate Fighter? This is a great question. If we're talking overall, the Ultimate Fighter has produced about 11 champions compared to 2 from Dana White's Contender Series. And the Ultimate Fighter has also produced countless UFC Hall of Famers. Even non-champions from TUF have become UFC superstars. The Stockton legend Nate Diaz, the best-looking UFC fighter of all time, Paulo Costa, and last but not least, this legend himself.
I do.
With the inception of Contender Series in 2017, the UFC model to create superstars has shifted. Let me ask you this. Name 3 of the last 8 Ultimate Fighter winners. With the show ratings dramatically dropping in viewership, the UFC turned to the Contender Series looking for the next star. With the infamous Sean O'Malley Snoop Dogg clip, the UFC struck gold. They've managed to produce 2 champions in Jamal Hill and Sean O'Malley, and now have rising stars like Chi Wiwis, Bo Nickel, and at a time, Kevin Holland. TUF has been around longer, and for a while, winning TUF actually meant something. Now I believe your next superstar will come from the Contender Series. Here they can pay top prospects pennies on the dollar, and having 5 fights weekly, you're more likely to strike gold again. So my final answer is the Ultimate Fighter from 2005 to 2017, and Dana White's Contender Series from 2017 to present. In this week's segment, we are going over UFC 263, Leon Edwards versus Nate Diaz. This was the UFC's first ever 5-round non-title co-main event. In round 5 of the epic clash between Leon Edwards and Nate Diaz, the air was thick with tension. Edwards had been dominating most of the fight with his precision, power, and well-rounded game, methodically picking apart Diaz with crisp striking and calculated movement. He controlled the pace, landed devastating leg kicks, and showcased his technical superiority. The clock ticked down, and it seemed Edwards was on his way to a clear decision victory. But Nate Diaz, always the relentless warrior, was far from finished. With just over a minute left in the fight, Diaz, bloodied but grinning, pulled off a stunning moment that sent shockwaves throughout the arena. He landed a perfectly placed left hand that rocked Edwards to his core, wobbling the usually composed fighter. The crowd erupted as Diaz, smelling blood, pointed at his staggering opponent in classic Diaz fashion, before launching into a furious assault. For the final minute, Diaz pressed forward, chasing Edwards down with a flurry of punches, taunts, and raw tenacity. Edwards, exhausted and in survival mode, did everything he could to stay on his feet and avoid catastrophe. Despite the late onslaught, the bell rang before Diaz could finish what would have been an all-time comeback. Though Edwards secured the victory on the scorecards, it was Diaz's near-miraculous comeback attempt that stole the show. The Stockton legend once again proved that, no matter what the odds, he's always one moment away from turning a fight into pure chaos. Thus leaving the question, what would happen if there was just one more round? Thank you.